I still remember the exact moment my world shattered. I was sitting in the passenger seat of our car, 9 months pregnant, breathing through the sharpest contractions of my life. My hands were trembling on my belly as another wave of pain hit me. I looked over at my husband, Mark, hoping to see worry in his eyes, but all I saw was annoyance. "Baby, please, the contractions are getting closer. We need to get to the hospital," I whispered, my voice breaking. He sighed, gripping the steering wheel tighter. "Emily, my parents have been planning this family trip for months. It's important to them. You'll be fine. Women have babies every day." Before I could even respond, he pulled the car over on the side of the road, just a few blocks from his parents' house. He grabbed his overnight bag from the back seat, the one I had helped him pack the night before, thinking it was for our hospital stay. "I'll call you later," he said, casually, as if he were just running to the store. "Call a cab or something. My mom's waiting." And just like that, he walked away. I sat there alone in the car, tears streaming down my face, watching him disappear into his parents' driveway. The pain in my body was nothing compared to the pain in my heart. This was the man who had promised to love and protect me, the father of our unborn child. And in my most vulnerable moment, he chose a vacation with his parents over me. I dialed his number with shaking fingers. It went straight to voicemail. Again and again. What kind of man leaves his wife in active labor in a parked car to go? The next few hours were a blur of agony and disbelief. I somehow managed to call an ambulance. By the time they arrived, I was crying uncontrollably, not just from the physical pain, but from the deep, soul-crushing realization that I was completely alone. The paramedics were kind, but I could see the pity in their eyes when I told them what happened. At the hospital, I gave birth to our beautiful daughter Lily after 12 long, exhausting hours. No husband holding my hand. No one whispering that I was strong. Just me, the nurses, and the crushing weight of abandonment. Mark finally called the next morning. From the airport. "Hey, how's it going?" he asked, sounding relaxed, like nothing had happened. "Did you have the baby?" I was speechless. My throat tightened so much I could barely speak. "You left me," I finally whispered. "You left me in the car while I was in labor to go on a trip with your parents." He laughed nervously. "Come on, Emily, don't be dramatic. My parents really wanted this family time. You know how they are. I figured you'd handle it. Women are strong like that." Strong like that? Those words echoed in my head for days. While I was recovering in the hospital, feeding our newborn daughter and trying to process the trauma, Mark was posting pictures from a beautiful beach resort with his parents, smiling, laughing, raising a toast. The caption on one photo read, "Family first." Family first. But I wasn't family. Not really. Not when it mattered. The messages from his mother made it even worse. "We're so sorry you couldn't join us, dear. Mark needed this break before the baby came. You understand, right?" No, I didn't understand. Days turned into weeks. Mark came home acting like everything was normal. He held Lily, played the proud father in front of friends and family, and even posted cute family photos. But every time I looked at him, I felt a deep emptiness. The trust was gone. The love I once had for him had been replaced by a quiet, growing anger. I cried alone at night while he slept peacefully. I questioned everything: our marriage, my worth, whether I had been blind all along. His parents had always come first in our relationship, but I never imagined it would reach this level of cruelty. Until one quiet afternoon, while Mark was at work, I sat with Lily in my arms and made a decision. I was done being the understanding wife. I was done putting everyone else's comfort before my own and my daughter's. The pain had been unbearable, but slowly it was turning into something else. It was turning into power. I didn't scream. I didn't cry in front of him. I simply started planning, quietly, carefully, and with a calm I had never felt before. First, I spoke to a lawyer. I gathered every piece of evidence: hospital records showing I arrived by ambulance, screenshots of his vacation posts, text messages where he told me to call a cab, and even the Ring camera footage from our driveway showing him walking away with his bag while I was clearly in distress. Then I waited for the perfect moment. It came 3 months later, at his parents' big anniversary dinner. The same parents who had welcomed him with open arms while I was giving birth alone. The whole extended family was there, smiling and chatting. Mark was playing the perfect husband and father, bouncing Lily on his knee. I stood up, holding my daughter close, and asked everyone to listen for a moment. With a steady voice, I played a short recording I had made. Mark's own words from that phone call the day after Lily was born. "You'll be fine. Women are strong like that." The room went completely silent. I looked straight at Mark and said, "While I was in active labor, alone in our car, you chose a vacation with your parents. You left your wife and your unborn daughter behind like we didn't matter. Today, I'm choosing us." I slid the divorce papers across the table. His mother gasped. His father looked stunned. Mark's face turned pale as the reality hit him. All those smiling vacation photos, they were now proof of his selfishness in front of everyone who mattered to him. The consequences came quick. His family, who had always defended him, couldn't ignore the truth this time. Several relatives distanced themselves. His boss, who had seen the viral local news story that somehow got out, had a serious talk with him about family values at the company. Mark's perfect image crumbled. I didn't take everything in the divorce, but I made sure Lily and I were protected. I got full custody, the house, and enough support to build a peaceful life for us. Mark was left facing the consequences of his choices, alone. Today, I sit here with my beautiful daughter, watching her grow into a strong, loved little girl. The pain of that day still lingers sometimes, but it no longer controls me. What I learned is this: betrayal doesn't always break you. Sometimes it reveals who people truly are and who you are meant to become. Never let anyone make you feel like your pain is an inconvenience. Your worth is not measured by how much you can endure in silence. And when someone shows you their true colors, believe them the first time. I chose myself and my daughter, and in doing so, I found a peace I never knew was possible. If you're watching this and you've been betrayed in your darkest moment, know that you are stronger than you think. Your story isn't over. Sometimes the greatest revenge isn't loud or cruel. It's simply